Hey guys, Tie-Dye here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try to do a one-stick fire. I've seen others do it, and I first saw it at Mr. Rodney from the channel Creek Camper do it, and I thought it was really interesting. So I'm going to try that today, and I'm going to cook my breakfast on it if I get it going. So let's get started. The idea of it is to use only one stick for the entire fire from beginning to end, including making your flash tinder to get it going. All right, I chose a piece of cedar. I had to do a little trimming on a cedar tree several months back, and I chopped a lot of the limbs into these smaller pieces to use on my fire pit and in my stove in the cabin. But I picked this because of this bark. I know this will help me get the fire started. Hopefully this thing will burn well. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get it processed down to hopefully get this fire going. All right, first I'm going to carefully strip this bark off, because I know I want to use that to help get that fire going. Let's see if I can do it with this. Might do better. That's awesome. Set that off down here. And now I'm going to end up batoning this, splitting it down into a bunch of pieces. Guess I could have picked up a straighter stick. Let's see what we can do with that. Need a little bit larger knife for batoning. Been kind of looking around. I haven't quite settled on one. I don't want to break the tip off this one. Maybe I need a smaller baton. Ooh, look at that pretty wood on the inside. That's the reason I love cedar. Oh my goodness, and it smells so good. I love cedar trees. Let's see if I can do this. It works. Somewhat. I hold that wood with something else because I don't know. I might chop my finger off if I use my hand. Whoops, see, that got close. That's why you don't ever use your hand to hold it. I watched an episode of Alone, and a girl was doing the same thing, and she got a little bit too careless and was held it with her hand and ended up whacking her finger pretty good. She ended up having to leave the show. She cut down pretty deep. It was sad. Simple mistake when you get too careless. I'd rather hold it with another stick. I don't want to hit my tip of my knife. Save all these pieces that splinter off, because you're going to need the small pieces. Once I get the bark that I'm going to use for my flash tinder, then I want the smaller sticks, like parts like this, to add next, and then I just kind of work my way up in the size of sticks. gonna make a feather stick. If that doesn't do real well, I know it will though, but anyway, the feather stick will also help getting that fire caught up, getting it started. I've done feather sticks before. They will, when you add that to the fire, it just, with the small pieces in there, it just really will help fuel the fire once you've already got one kind of going. All right, we're going to take what I got here, which is the feather sticks, the shorter pieces of wood that I showed you, smaller ones, and then I've got all this bark that I'm going to try to use to get the fire started. Okay, let's move over here to the fire pit and see what we can do. Alrighty, time to get this stuff going. I'm going to use that bark that I pulled off. I'm just going to kind of work it, shred it, and try to make a bird's nest out of it. Anyway. In case you heard a bunch of noise off to your right, it's because my dog is sitting just out of view. She's bathing, so you might hear a bunch of licking. Strange noises. We already got out and had our walk this morning. Felt great. I'm gonna go with that for now. And I'm gonna put this stuff that I shaved off of there, wood. That's still bark, it's just smaller shavings right there in the middle. Okay, let's see how well this will work. I messed that one up. Maybe not. It's in there. I'm just gonna have to baby it. Ooh, look at that smoke. Mercy. And that got me. There it is. Now I just got to keep it going. Oops. Oh, yeah. I think my problem is I can't see that fire because of the sunshine. But it's there. Goodness. This is gonna work. Well, I mean, and obviously I've got a fire, but I mean long enough to burn, to cook my, whoops, my breakfast on. Gotta have it last long enough. It actually smells really good. That cedar. Alright, hopefully that's going to stay going. I got to figure out my grill grate and my skillet real quick. That's probably going to be too low. Maybe that'll work. That's going to be low. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to mess around here and lose my fire. I'm not careful. I should have thought about this before I started it. Oof, I don't know if that's going to be sturdy enough. We'll see. That'll work. Well, I made my one stick fire. I hadn't smothered it. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of it. It doesn't have to be a big fire, just big enough to cook. I'm going to cook some bacon. That's one thing to remember when you're, if you were in a survival situation, which I have never been, so I can't really speak to experience on that, but just keep in mind, you don't have to have a bonfire to cook, just enough. Now I guess if you were trying to stay warm, you would want something larger. This would boil water. If you had a bottle, a suitable bottle to put water in to keep warm, you could, this would probably boil water. Or that, which could help in a survival situation. I hope I'm never in a situation like that, where my life absolutely depends upon my actions and my knowledge. And yeah, I just hope I'm never in that situation. But I don't want to ever not know at least something to help in case that did happen. I hope all my decisions I make don't put me in a situation that becomes a survival situation. Oh, there we go. The bacon is frying. One thing I think about a lot is back our ancestors, if they wanted to eat something cooked anyway, cooked meat or bread, they had to know how to build a fire. I mean, if you don't have a fire, you won't eat well. I'm sure they had something so they could eat. But as far as meats or breads, I mean, they have to know how to do a fire, and they know how to, I guess that's their driving force behind everything. You know, if you're hungry, well, you're going to have to put the work into it to get the fire going, keep it going, because your livelihood just depends on it. I kind of like that mindset. Keeps you from being lazy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a gas stove, or electric stove. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it does tend to make our society lazier and lazier. The more that's invented for our comfort, the lazier we as people get. I think that's why this appeals to me so much, is the work that it takes to do this. You feel accomplished. Yay. There's one. And two. And I'll just add a little salt and pepper. Alright, looks like we got it done. A couple of eggs, some bacon. Alright, well there it is. I did it. Made a one stick fire. I'm about to go ahead and partake of my breakfast, and I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all enjoy your day. Are you hungry? No, you've already had your breakfast. No, you can't have mine. Sorry. You're so pretty. Oh.